the energy day, where the sound day, where the news day, where the sport day, where the cut the day. Hey, now yeah, because you know the turn. We know the turn. We know the turn down. Hey, we know the turn down. We know the turn down. We know the turn down. Hey, energy for energy day, everything day. Yeah. I'm 93 to 9. I change you 100. 93 to 9 to okay.
93.9, your remedy dial.
At least Favor Lawrenzola can smile this morning, and she will not come to blame anybody after the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Quick question: was there media hype?
Which media hype?
Like it was when they were coming to Nigeria. Was there media hype? Did we carry it on our head that they are going to play because they already lost? So because we did not put so much attention at them, they actually went and got us a penalty. You understand? It's not even a goal on merit. It's a penalty.
Penalty is penalty. Penalty is a goal.
It's not. It's not.
Was the goal ruled out? No.
It is not a goal on merit.
Was it a right call? Was it a right call?
So you have
yes.
to look at. You have to look at the way
it was a right call. It was a right penalty call. And what if Victor Moses? I say Victor Moses. What if Moses Simon had? Missed that penalty.
We will know that it's someone like Mo Salah. But let's look at it this way. Yes, Mo Salah missed penalty.
Is Mo Salah Moses Simon?
Imagine, just look at how the ball would have maneuvered through the keeper, through the players, and just enter like that. And then we know that it's a merited goal. Anyway, Guinea-Bissau won. 1-0. Sorry, Nigeria won.
You see, now I understand. You want to Japa, you want to go to Guinea-Bissau.
No.
With that, we welcome you to Kickoff Sports Show this morning. Check the time right now, 9:03. Shout out to Super Eagles of Nigeria getting a pound of flesh against Guinea-Bissau at the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Well, 2 more games to go in the qualifiers. Super Eagles of Nigeria back on top of that Group A. Remember, they lost in Abuja but won in Guinea-Bissau. My name is Aladakpo Kunubi, aka Young Striker 9.
And I am F to the E to the I to the V to the A. Favor with the flavor and in full. It is Favor. Lord, now welcome to Kickoff Sports Show.
Yeah, okay. Well, we start with basketball this morning before talking tennis. And well, I'm happy because Favor was not here yesterday.
Yesterday, I was actually here. I came earlier.
Oh. Okay.
I was in the studio. I just said, let me not come and destroy your day early on Monday morning.
Come and destroy.
That's why I didn't stay.
Okay.
If not, I would have stayed.
All right.
What we're talking about.
Okay. Now let's look at stories that are coming from the NBA this morning, where Jason Kidd praised the performance of Luka Doncic after the point guard led Dallas Mavericks to a much-needed away win against the Indiana Pacers. Doncic was declined to play against the Pacers at Gainbridge Field House after his one-game suspension of the 16th technical of the season was rescinded earlier on Monday. The full-time NBA All-Star starred with 25.8 of 17 shooting, 7 rebounds and 6 assists to guide the Mavs to a 127-104 victory, snapping their 4-game losing streak. So you have a man who can come around, help your team. That is the man called Luka Doncic. Well, for Doncic, he's good enough, but you as a good player, you must also avoid suspension. That is another thing you need to look at here. But let's look at the results of games decided the wee hours of today.
Let me start from the bottom this morning. From LA Clippers winning Chicago Bulls 124 points to 112. Sacramento Kings lost at home to Minnesota Timberwolves 115 points to 119. It was a good run for New Orleans Pelicans at the home front of Portland Trail Blazers as they defeated them by 124 points to 90 points. Denver Nuggets kicked away Philadelphia 76ers 116 points to 111. Phoenix Suns edged Utah Jazz 117 points to 103. Houston Rockets 115 points and lost to New York Knicks 134 points points. That of Mavericks did a good one against Indiana Pacers at the home front of Indiana Pacers, defeating them at 127 points to 104. Milwaukee Bucks, Detroit Pistons, a good one for Milwaukee Bucks, 126 points to 117.
Okay, moving away from basketball this morning, let's look at more updates here as we go straight to talk tennis. Look at the results of games that decided in the early this morning. Lorenzo Sonego defeated Francis Tiafoe 6-3, 6-4, 2 straight set, and you can say this is the man who's ready for the tournament. But looking at games scheduled for today, Jannik Sinner will be up against Andrei Rublev by 4 o'clock at the Miami Open ATP 1000. Taylor Fritz will lock hands with Olga Noska by 5 o'clock. 5:30, Bodik van der Zaklop will take on Emil Ruusuvuori. Zachary Kakinov will take on Stefanos Tsitsipas. Carlo Alcaraz will be in action by 8:30 tonight as Andrea Manarino take on Christopher Eubank. Let's talk about the ladies this morning.
Well, we have Ekaterina Alexandrova beating Bianca Andreescu 7-6 and 2. It was a retired game.
Yeah, Andreescu got injured in that one.
Well, Arina Sabalenka is through, but we have other games for today. Elena Rybakina will be up against Martina Trezvien, and then that's the only game that is a single. The other ones for today are doubles. You'll be wondering why you didn't hear the names of this big seeds in the Miami Open. Felix Auger-Aliassime, Hubert Katz, and Francis Tofield, because they were sent packing yesterday.
Yeah. Nobody would hear this sent packing. Well, remember, guys, we're live on Facebook, facebook.com/Solutions939FM, facebook.com/Solutions939FM. And, well, let's get your comments, your reactions this morning concerning Super Eagles game last night. Favor Lawrence-Ola, I don't know why she's not happy, because the game ended in just 1-0. She was expecting a lot of goals, but you cannot go.
I was not expecting
Super Eagles have failed to score in Nigeria. You expect them to score a lot of goals in Guinea-Bissau?
I was not expecting a lot of goals. I was expecting a merited goal from Nigeria.
Okay.
Not a penalty.
Okay, so we're going to break and when we return, we'll talk more about the Super Eagles game, same as other AFCON qualifiers game decided yesterday.
Super Eagles doing well so far, but they do need a goal. Or was that a foul on Osei Samuel? It's going to be a penalty. Osei Samuel driving through, and he was fouled by Fally Kande. And here's a real chance for Nigeria. The referee, Samir Kuzaz, had no doubt at all. Moses Simon does the job. Nigeria have the lead. And the man who came on at half-time 3 days ago starts today and does the job, putting away the penalty. Jonas Menz went the wrong way round. And Nigeria, facing a 5th loss, have got the perfect start in Bissau. It's Guinea-Bissau 0, Nigeria 1.
Like them, you dislike them. The team is back in Nigeria. Well, the team returned to Nigeria yesterday. As it is sweet us, we supporters of Super Eagles,
they
paying favor. No. That was the plan. Even for Guinea-Bissau.
Guinea-Bissau left.
Yeah, after they won the game in Nigeria, they also returned home.
I wonder. I must have to, give them kudos actually for coming back. And I know how it feels to do night. I now want to sleep. You cannot sleep. So at least they will be fatigued, and then they will be
as much as
good.
you have your flight ready,
even
you
flight
can go.
itself can be tiring.
Yeah.
Traveling is a tiring business.
You need to start flying.
Eh?
You need to start flying.
Don't
it's
worry.
because you use road.
I have kites.
Okay, let's talk about Alex Iwobi. He was part of the players that lost the game in Abuja, and calling for fans to keep supporting them. But after the victory yesterday, he was happy, saying that they need to do more in getting more wins for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
It was a very difficult game. We knew it wasn't going to be going away from home. Obviously, Guinea-Bissau wanted to defend what they had, but when we were able to get the one goal that we needed, they came out from their defence and tried to attack us. But we were resilient and able to keep a clean sheet, and we know if we're able to keep a clean sheet, we have the attacking threat to always cause teams problems and able to get a goal. So it was nice that we were able to get a goal from a penalty and able to keep the win. Obviously, you never know, football can change at any given moment in time, so we couldn't be complacent. Obviously, we've seen the threat that they have up front. So I'm not going to say that it was 100% in the bag, but I trusted my teammates that if we kept on the good work and kept on fighting until the end, we were able to get the result and we were able to do so. The same message I keep on saying, keep on supporting us because we're fighting for the nation and trying to make sure that we make them proud.
Well, sorry, apologies for that poor audio quality. That interview was done. No. I guess the echo at that environment. But let's also listen to Joseph Eserio, the man who had his head called for after Super Eagles, lost in Abuja. But here is Joseph Eserio, the technical advisor of the team.
First of all, what are your thoughts, your perspectives about this particular win? Okay, thank you very much for the order. I think you showed not only today, but in Friday, our team is much better than Guinea. Like today, you create many opportunities. Today, okay, the pitch was much better than in Abuja. But our team play an offensive game. Every time complain before the team play in the back, don't play in the offensive, obviously midfield opponent. Now we try development our organization, one team with the offensive process. He did a lot opportunity, many opportunity. You lose many opportunity one time more. I think he deserves in too much. He deserves to beat Guinea in too much, both too much, and deserves to beat them, but no one knew.
Okay, so Joseph Eserio, we also hope that he has also learned from one or two mistakes made in Abuja and maybe try to correct that in Guinea-Bissau. But looking at how the table stands right now, Super Eagles of Nigeria back on top of the log with 9 points from 4 matches, winning 3, losing 1, scoring 13 goals and conceding 2. Guinea-Bissau is second with 7 points, winning 2, drawing 1 and losing 1. Sierra Leone is third with 5 points, winning 1, drawing 2, losing 1. Sao Tome Principe yet to win a game. They've lost 3 and they've drawn just 1 game. And look at how these things, the table is. Well, nobody's sure of qualification right now. Still not sure of qualification with 2 games to go, because should Nigeria fail to win their game and Guinea-Bissau win against Sao Tome Principe with high margin, that means that Guinea-Bissau will be back on top of the Group A with 10 points. Sierra Leone, should they beat Super Eagles of Nigeria, they will have 8 points. So, that group is now getting tighter because of the mistake we made in Abuja. That is what is happening. But let's just quickly look at other results of games that decided yesterday for the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers.
Well, it was Central Africa winning against Madagascar 2-0, and Congo taking the win 1-0. Angola and Ghana played
against South Sudan.
Angola and Ghana played a 1-0 draw. Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau told you earlier 1-0. Algeria defeated Niger 1-0. And the game between Guinea and Ethiopia ended with Guinea winning 3-2. Sudan edged Gabon at home 1-0.
Okay, looking at games going down today on the continent. Botswana will be up against Equatorial Guinea. Eswatini will take on Cape Verde as Egypt travels to play Malawi. Namibia hosts Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, while Gambia battles Mali. Liberia hosts Bafana of South Africa as African champion. Senegal will be the guest of Mozambique. Tanzania hosts Uganda. Comoros hosts Elephants of Ivory Coast, while Togo will be up against Burkina Faso. Tunisia travels to play Libya, and Mauritania hosts DR Congo. Now, talking about Mauritania, I need to go to that country. I heard something sweet about that country. Yes. But let's look at the Under-23 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers going down today. 4 o'clock, Cameroon will be up against Gabon, the Under-23 team, while Ghana will take on Algeria. Guinea hosts Nigeria. Remember, Nigeria failed to score in Abuja.
Will they go get a goal from the?
That is the question. That's the question. We just wish the Super Eagles all the best, and Salisu Yusuf, because it's like luck is not always on Salisu Yusuf's side with the with the lower arcade of the national team. Mali will be up against Senegal as Sudan will take on Niger Republic. Now let's move away from that and let's talk Euro qualifiers this morning. Ronald Koeman has acknowledged the Netherlands level has to go up after their 3-0 victory over Gibraltar in their Euro 2024 qualifiers. Well, Nathan Ake scored twice, and Memphis Depay was also on target as De Coupe and at De Coupe as Koeman claimed the first win of his second spell in charge, which began with a humbling 4-0 defeat against France 3 days earlier. Remember, they lost key players in that game due to virus. But let's also look at one man who's going to Germany today. That is the coach of Belgium, and he's Domenico Tedesco. Remember, he worked with German Bundesliga side RB Leipzig and Schalke, and he's saying, well, he does not care. All he just wants to do is to come to Germany and enjoy the game today in Cologne.
Before you continue, let me quickly ask you a question. If you're owner of a club and you're going to be paid £30 million just to release some players for the World Cup,
Yeah,
are you a millionaire, a multi-billionaire?
I would gladly release players.
You would gladly release players, even if they're going to affect your club at that point.
Well, no, it's not going to affect. Well, it may affect, at the end of the tournament, because some of the players may get injured. So it's just, it's for me to think outside the box. I need to have academy. I need to have I need to make sure that my bench is good enough, even if my star players are not, they will not be fit enough to play. It's also affected a lot of teams in the Premier League, La Liga, but not really Bundesliga. But look at what is happening in the Premier League. Look at what happened to Manchester City. Look at what happened to Real Madrid. Look at what
happened to Arsenal.
So, for Arsenal, yes, they miss Gabriel Jesus. He's here to kick a ball. But this is it. It is about how much you're bringing in. Remember what happened at the COVID-19 period, where some teams, could not make enough money due to one, they could not get people could not come to the stadium. They played most games behind closed doors, and how much are you making from jerseys and the other paraphernalia as you sell? So look at how much you can also make from FIFA by also making sure that some of these players are released for the World Cup. It is one thing to release your players to the national team, and it's another thing for those players to also perform.
All right, so we've been arguing about FIFA, but it's because FIFA is going to pay clubs £300 million to release players for the 2026 World Cup. FIFA's compensation paid to clubs that release players for the Men's World Cup has been increased by nearly 70% to £300 million. And I hear that money. Oh, what do you mean?
Now, this goes to NPFL teams, NNL teams. You need to have players that can play at the global stage. This is it. Also goes back to Joseph Peserio. Come look at the league. Look at some players that can really
deliver.
Yeah, they can deliver. It is not every time that you must bring in an Ahmed Musa, that can bring in the Samuel Chukwueze, that can bring in Francis Uzoho. Look at the players that can deliver for you. I saw the game yesterday and I felt like Victor Osimhen was playing like he doesn't understand African football. You're playing as if you're playing.
I guess every coach has their own strategy, and every player is coming from a different club. So to actually gel at that point might be a very difficult. I know Victor Osimhen is a professional.
No,
I get it.
Favor understand this.
I get it.
Cristiano
but this
Ronaldo
is a new coach.
returned to the Portuguese national
this
team.
Is a new
That's
coach
why playing
for
in Saudi
Super
Arabia.
Eagles.
He got to Portugal. He scored.
This is a new coach for Super Eagles. Kenneth Rowe was a coach then before Joseph Peserio came.
I understand.
Definitely, it's going to be quite difficult to gel with that coach.
How many games do you need to gel with the team? How many? It also goes back to the technical crew. These guys are being paid. You need to understand how these players play. Look at the league. Look at how they position themselves. Look at the playing pattern. Do we even have a playing pattern? That's another question. Look at Morocco. Morocco defeated Brazil. And are you telling me that it also goes back to NFF? Because a coach doesn't do well in the last game doesn't mean that you must fire that coach. It is just for you to make them sit down and understand that, yes, we need to gel. We need to understand ourselves. It is not compulsory that, okay, because a player scored a brace in the last game, you must invite that player into the national team. No. Look at the players you have on ground. Look at the players that cannot deliver. Make sure that you have enough friendly games. Look at these players that can, if they cannot deliver in 3 matches or in 4 matches, then
Zoom them out.
scouts for some players. Not that you just ship them away, put them in bench, bring in other players whom you've scouted. Stephen Keshi brought in NPFL players, Obal Bona, Kenneth Omero. Look at some players
You
that
are
delivered the 2013
talking
African
about,
competitions.
wait, you're talking about Nigerian coaches that know the terrain. Now, so far so good, we have been getting foreign, coaches in Nigeria. So definitely we cannot get that result. Well, the previous
But the
amount
question
he marked for
Favor
2018.
before you say local coaches. Stephen Keshi was not in Nigeria before he was hired.
He was
Stephen
a
Keshi
Nigerian.
he was in Nigeria, but he once managed Togo and Mali. Took them to the Africa Cup of Nations. It is more of someone who has tried, someone who has gone outside the shores of the country, who understands African football. So you are bringing an Osimhen who doesn't want to play well in Africa, and we get to Napoli and perform. Who does that?
Wait.
You bench those players, bring in players that can deliver.
Look at Victor Osimhen that is getting the pay that he's getting, that he needs the recognition, and
Favor.
he's getting that Napoli.
Favor.
He is the star player there. Look at
Favor.
everything and then
Favor,
compare it to the pay here in Nigeria.
Favor.
The way the players are being treated. Well, the previous amount earmarked for the 2018 and 2022 World Cups was £170 million. A renewed memorandum of understanding was signed on Monday by the ECA General Assembly in Budapest, Hungary.
Okay.
Let's calm down.
Well, let's just
Let's
move. Let's
calm
move,
down.
let's move away from
Let's
that
calm
because my
down.
blood is getting hot.
I know,
here.
I know.
But now let's say congratulations to Lionel Messi because the tributes continued to pour for this man. Following Argentina's World Cup triumph, now he has a statue placed alongside late Pelé and Diego Maradona, the Commonwealth museum. So, this is Messi, who plays well with the national team, plays well with the club side. So let me just keep it that way.
Where you know where you're going.
Go and
Wait,
battle with your
wait.
keypad.
Where
Let's
you
move
know
on.
where you're
Let's
going,
move on.
you focus on
Favor,
it.
I'm focused this morning.
We are focusing on Rashford. As he returns to light training but fitness a concern. Marcus Rashford returned to Manchester United training on Monday, but is still nursing a knock ahead of Sunday's game against Newcastle. And the United forward dropped out of England's squad due to injury. He picked up against Fulham in the FA Cup. I hope he's back, is good, and is ready to play for
But not the
Manchester
good news for
United.
Tottenham Hotspur, as right back Emerson Royal is expected to be out for 6 weeks. The Brazilian international has undergone surgery on a knee injury he picked up while on international duty. So it will be Spurs will be without Emerson until the final weeks of the season. Let's look at the games that Emerson will be missing. He will miss away game against Everton, home game against Brighton, another home game against Bournemouth, away game against Newcastle United, home game against the Manchester United, away game against Liverpool, and home game against Crystal Palace. And so many things are not really going right for Tottenham Hotspur. Remember, Antonio Conte left the team on mutual consent 2 days ago. And well, for Antonio Conte, he also posted a farewell message and thank you message to Tottenham fans and the whole board. But for now, they have Christian Stellini, who will be in charge on temporary basis, but Spurs is now looking for another man.
Yes, remember we mentioned Nagelsmann on Saturday, but Spurs make Nagelsmann contact. Tottenham have made contact with Julian Nagelsmann over their managerial vacancy, and I hope he
Nagelsmann was fired by Bayern. Now we want to bring in that manager who got fired by Bayern, that took Bayern to the second spot.
This is
He
Premier
managed
League.
a team that
You
got to the
also mentioned on Saturday that Nagelsmann has a knack for Premier League.
Yes, he has.
So definitely,
If you love
Tottenham Hotspur sees something in Nagelsmann, they want to bring him in, and he's going to do the job.
Nagelsmann think twice. Remember, Jose Mourinho was in that team. He was fired when Tottenham Hotspur was meant to play a final game, and what's his name now? Antonio Conte was allowed to leave with few games to
after
go.
fitting nothing, like
No.
his news has been on the headlines for about a week.
Yes,
2
I
weeks
understand.
now.
I spoke to Kola Joy yesterday. We were having a discussion on extra time, and he said even for Antonio Conte himself, he has already put himself in a position where he also wants to be fired. Attacking the board, attacking the chairman of the club. But I mean,
On
that's
purpose.
but not really on purpose. But you have to speak out your mind. But here, let's talk about Fulham. Talk about another manager. Fulham head coach Marco Silva has been charged by the English FA with misconduct for comment made after FA Cup quarter-final defeat to Manchester United. Remember, the team got fined, but remember, 3 key figures got suspended: Willian, Mitrovic, even Marco Silva himself in that particular game against Manchester United. Now let's talk about transfer stories this morning. One man is also is expecting Liverpool to talk to him if they will need more of his services.
Okay, that's Milner. Milner James is reportedly still waiting for Liverpool to open negotiations over keeping him at the club next season.
Experience is key. Milner is key to Jurgen Klopp's team, because if you look at some of the players that are injured right now, you still need someone who can act as backup.
He's been waiting for Liverpool.
Okay, so let's talk about Manchester United here. They are interested in signing Giancarlo Ramos from Benfica. Remember Giancarlo Ramos, what he did at the World Cup, right? And Manchester United are already negotiating a transfer for Ruben Neves as Barcelona pull out of the race.
And this
for the
is
World
what
Star.
you're asking for. Friendlies for the national team. Manchester United and Wrexham have announced they will play a friendly in San Diego this summer.
Well, Wrexham is owned by a Hollywood star.
I know it's a Hollywood star, but you're asking for more friendlies from the.
No, this is Manchester United.
I understand. I'm linking
Okay,
it.
okay.
You call something linking.
No, why you go and check Wrexham?
No. See,
What are you talking about?
Don't let me correct it for you this morning. No.
I begin favor, you need to go home.
I understand, but I hope that we get more friends like this for Super Eagles and other
Okay,
clubs.
I begin
And,
to look laughing.
no fake it, we're laughing. No, no, we are going to call what's his name, Victory Chase for you.
No, let's call Energy 1 to action.
Yay!
Happy birthday.
Energy, oh,
Happy
energy. That's too
Tunde
playful.
on Not Deco, aka Too Playful. Happy birthday to you. God bless your new age.
Amen.
And we believe that this year we bring in, or we usher in.
See, don't say what you want to say, because I have
No,
a video
I
of
want
you.
to
Of you then,
Okay.
when you didn't have what you want to say.
Okay.
So if
I
you
said
if you
this-
should mention it, I post.
Can you just allow me land?
Okay.
Can you allow me land?
Mention
We
it.
pray that this year we usher new things for you. We usher in new things for you.
I know what you're
And
talking
you'll be,
about.
and you'll be focused. You will not lose focus.
Hey,
Amen.
Hey, Oladapo
Amen.
Kunubi.
Okay, so we also say special birthday shout out to Madam Rose Natamarin, who clocked 60 today. God bless your new age. We'll do a special shout out on the lunchtime show today for Tunde Too Playful and Madam Rose Natamarin. But we'll move to the other side of the show this morning.
I'm bouncing out. I'm bouncing out.
Okay, don't
I'm
worry.
bouncing out.
All right,
I'm
tomorrow and
bouncing out.
Thursday, I know what to do.
Eh,
All right, we'll go to the other side of the show. We'll look at headlines of pages of Nigerian newspapers. Siemens burning issue. Remember, it's going to be a special edition today because, it's just a 1 hour of AM update because by 10 o'clock, Iwade will be coming up. But hey, we'll be right back. Do not go anywhere.
News, sports, entertainment. Top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data, just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash, as long as you get Momo account. No cash, no wahala, and e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account inside your Momo account. Make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp because life dey simple with Momo.
Ibadan! Elections are over and it's time to come together as one. Join Brega Dink and friends at Life Matters the Southwest Unity Tour. Featuring Q-Dot, FaZe, SGXY, Jesse King Puga, Okeba Kasi, Funky Malam, Omar Baba, Dr. Smile, Baba Laria, General Lack, DJ Sexy, Baba Kamo, Ag Bishop, Wally Agba, Lepashos Bosse, Nepa Boys, Koja, Tai Chi, Paul the Good Guy, and more. Regular 3K, VIP 10K, Table of 8, Gold 250K, Platinum 500K. Tickets available at Fuko Supermarket Outlet, Gracie Mart Akobo, Grand X Store Outlet, Ultima Restaurant Outlet, Filmhouse Cinema Dube, and Samonda. Headset Palms Mall and online at ariatickets.com. Date is the Sunday, 9th of April. Venue, Jogo Center Ibadan. Time, 3 p.m. Powered by Maltina and Goldberg. Supported by the Oyo State Government. Laugh Matters, Ibadan. Kosi Pressure. Media partners, Solutions 93.9 FM.
Yo, what's up?
Do not touch that dial.
You know the radio you tune to, it's your Remedy Dial 93.9 Solutions FM.
Your number one Remedy dial.
Wati.
Ramadan Kareem from your Remedy Dial.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
It's a beautiful Tuesday morning right here on the Remedy Dial Solutions 93.9. Exactly 32 minutes gone past 9. It's time for us to check the front pages of our Nigerian newspapers. My name is Victory Richard.
Oladapo Kunubi is my name, and I've got Punch and the Nation newspapers this morning. Good morning, Ibadan.
Alright, with me is the Vanguard newspaper and the Nigerian Tribune. Let's get right into it. Starting with the Vanguard newspaper this morning, cash rationing persists amidst improved supply to banks. Kidnappers demand 50 million naira for abducted NYSC members, 4 INEC officials in Kogi. Find that on page 6. Any attempt to stifle press freedom unacceptable, US Embassy making their statement. Cash crunch, Ngige wades in to meet NLC CBN over planned strike. Find that on page 13. ISWAP commander Abu Muhammad executes deputy over military attack on hideout. Read up on that on page 6. And now to the banner headline. State Assembly polls 9 days after INEC holds on to results in 183 constituents. There are several riders to that. Adamawa, Yobe, Jigawa, Sokoto, Kano, Kaduna top states with awaited results. APC leads in battle for state legislatures with 421 seats. PDP with 303. To other stories, no one stole your mandate. Pro-Tinubu protesters tell Atiku Obi. PDP crisis, court restrains Ayu from parading self as national chairman. How Nigeria can unleash human potentials, ex-British Prime Minister Boris Johnson speaking there. Nigeria, access to safe water still moving target. And that's a story on health. These are the stories on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper.
Okay, punching down headlines from the Punch newspaper this morning. Looking at the cap headlines. Reps invite ministers, firms over 2.4 billion naira. $2.4 billion, I beg your pardon, all sales. You can find that story from the page 22 of the Punch newspaper. Still on the cap headline. Don't travel to state of origin for censors, says NPC. Nigeria can defeat terrorism like UK, Boris Johnson. Still looking at other headlines from the Punch newspaper this morning. The banner headline here says, Ayu must go. G5 governors, Atiku campaign clash. Riders to this banner headline. Benue court affirms IU suspension, adjourns case till April 17. It is morally offensive for IU to remain chairman after electoral defeat, G5 camp. Only neck can remove me, IU. Wike, others selfish, says Atiku PCC. And we have the front page picture from the Punch newspaper this morning, having Minister of Labour Ngige Emefiele meeting NLC over planned strike. Banks queues persist. Now the headline says Ngige Emefiele meets NLC over planned strike. Banks queues persist. The shoe headline: Abacha died on eve of dad's planned execution. Dia's son. Lagos tenant stabs friend to death during argument. You get more on Akika. Ramadan. VC Senator-elect advised Muslims on kindness, sacrifice. Read more from the Punch newspaper.
Alright, away from the Punch, let's now move to Nigerian Tribune. DL will be given state burial. Ogun government making that statement. Pays condolence visit to family. Court blocks Oyo government's account in 4 banks over 3.4 billion naira owed sacked LG bosses. Cash swap policy disrupts our payment plan. Government. And now to the banner headline: Court stops IU as PDP chairman. Riders to that, my suspension by ward executives. Exercise infertility. Are you speaking there? Fight has just started. Wike tells IU. Iwanya denies calling Yoruba rascals. And now to general elections update. Police arrest 781 suspects. Recovers 132 assaulted weapons nationwide. IGP speaking there. AFA donates £10 million for young Africans in London's King's College. Find that on page 3. Federal government to engage over 885,000 personnel for census. Says exercise to last for 5 days. INEC to conduct supplementary elections in Adamawa, KB orders on the 15th of April. These are the stories on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune.
Concerning the state of the nation, looking at the Nation newspaper this morning, and headlines here. I think the Emefiele Ngige meeting about the NLC strike is on different newspapers, which you've heard, but there is a writer to that headline here. CBN, banks now have cash. So, CBN is saying this, that means we should not have longer queues in banks anymore. Okay, other headlines here. Colloquium puts off for prayers to mark Tinubu's birthday. 77% Nigerian women risk skin cancer for using toning cream. And other headlines here. How to make Nigerians unleash potential by ex-UK PM. Ogun to pick Dia's funeral bill, says Abiodun. Makinde thumbs up Lautech. Banner headline on the Nation newspaper this morning. Court order restraining IU dippings. PDP's post-poll crisis. National chair dismisses suspension. Wike backs action. US $100 million for 5 West African nations. Okay, I hope Nigeria can jump on this. Supplementary polls hold April 15 in Oyo, Imo, Edo, others. Yusuf to become Scotland's leader. No mandate was stolen. Group tells Atiku Obi. 489 electoral infractions recorded. 781 arrested during polls. Say please. Check our time right now. This is 9:40. We'll move to the burning issue this morning as we join our analyst this morning virtually. Well, Garba Shehu, who's a spokesperson to Mr. President, spoke yesterday saying that Nigerians will yearn for Buhari after May 29 presidency. How true is this? Here is Garba Shehu.
You know, my own sense is that we as Nigerians, we don't like our leaders. There will be love at first sight. There will be honeymoon period. When they come in, the honeymoon doesn't last a year. and then love is replaced by hatred. We don't like them. It is after they leave office that people will begin to say, why is this man? If he was here, ABC would not have happened. Look at how we came in 2015, and you see the glory with which, say, Mr. Jonathan is treated, is received, not only in Nigeria but in the entire continent. So people will ask the question, is it the same one that Nigerians said they didn't like in 2015 and they threw him out? So we are comfortable in our hearts, in our minds. President Buhari will go, Nigerians will yearn for him. They will yearn for him when he leaves. Let me tell you, cashless is the way forward for Nigeria. All advanced nations of the world have gone cashless. Those of us who are coming behind, there are others who are well ahead of us, even among the developing countries. So is the way to go, is irreversible. The only sad thing is the people who should have been more pained were the ones who are inflicting pain on the lower segments of the society.
Okay, so that was Garba speaking yesterday. Saying that Nigerians will yearn for Buhari. Have we not gotten to a stage where maybe this is a common thing when a president leaves and after some years or after some months of a new government, people will start calling for return of the former government?
I think we always reach a threshold and a limit to an elastic limit to the kind of pain or suffering we can endure as Nigerians. But then again, we're very resilient people, and more often than not we get used to very ridiculous situations. I think that's a very bold statement to make, because if you look at the antecedents of this administration, there are lots that has been said. So the question is, with what has been said over the period of 7 years of this administration is in office, is it enough to say that Nigerians will yearn?
We miss.
It's not even saying miss.
Okay,
miss
yes.
is different.
Yes, it's different.
Yearn
yes.
is,
thank you.
You want the administration to come back into office. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for everybody.
Well, let's bring in Comrade Olufemi Olugbemi here this morning. If Nigerians will yearn for the outgoing government, headed by President Muhammadu Buhari. Good morning to you, Comrade.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. I don't know if you heard the sound of Garba Shehu, which we played earlier. Saying that after this government, in the next few months, Nigerians will yearn for Buhari-led administration. Do you think Nigerians will do that? He also said that the way forward is cashless.
Like you said, it has been our usual method. After one government left, we started feeling yearning for the person to come back, like Jonathan, Obasanjo, Yaradua, and so on. The reason for this is because the predecessors, most of them don't perform. That is the reason why you always have that situation. But what about a situation whereby the new government, the incoming government, did wonderfully well? People will not even feel former president. But in a case study, from the case study, I can say most of the incoming government, most of them don't prepare for the new tax given to them. Most of them they are not ready. That is the reason why you see them in government. They will be moving around in the same circle for good 4 years, trying to gather momentum or to fix the problem. That's the major problem most of them are having, and it is very, very sad. If you want to become a governor, make sure you prepare for the tax. Prepare for the. I hope Tinubu I pray Because if Garba Shehu is saying that, it means it's costing Nigeria, that the incoming presidency will be worse than Buhari, and I don't pray so, because we have suffered enough in this country.
Okay, but now let's move on because of our time this morning. Nyesom Wike was on the TV yesterday, and well, he said that he backed the decision of the ward right there, suspending Iyorchia Ayu. I want you to listen to Wike's speech yesterday, backing the suspension of each Iyorchia Ayu by his states.
It's an advanced country, like I say, and you are the head of the party. I feel with such colossal failure. First of all, you don't need anybody to tell you to train the tower. So those from his ward in Benue are angry. Why are they angry? Before now, Ayu ought to have left that office. And people said, oh, we are pushing for Ayu to leave. We have a hidden agenda to make PDP to fail. Ayu remained. PDP didn't win. And you lost your unit as a national chairman of the party. You lost your ward as national chairman of the party. You lost your local government as national chairman of the party. Not only did you take a distant third in the presidential election in your state, you also lost the state as per the governorship election. And they know the antics of Ayu. If you know Ayu very well, he has told us before now that he is very close to the president-elect, Ben Aswaji Bola Tinubu. He also claims that he is very close to the presidential candidate of PDP. So whoever that wins, he has nothing to lose. I'm in support of the suspension.
Well, looking at Wike's logic there, you might want to think that it's very sensible, being that he lost the word, lost the state, lost the local government, and he's also affiliated to the president-elect. So he literally did not have an interest in the party, judging from the statement by Wike. What do you make out of all of this?
Thank you very much. For my own observation, Ayu will be removed. He will be removed the next few weeks because if you look at the situation in PDP right now, for peace to reign, I think Ayu needs to leave the office. And he should leave the office when the ovation when he should leave at the appropriate time.
The ovation is not loud, Eddie.
Yes, thank you. Because,
was there any ovation for Iyorchia Ayu? Has there been any ovation for him?
I think this is the right time for him to leave because Wike is very, very powerful right now. And if he's somebody who gives opposition 1.something million votes, it's very, very relevant in PDP right now. I think Ayu, Atiku, they will go down in PDP. But for peace to reign, they need to step down. For Wike to reign in PDP.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, comrade, for your time this morning. Because of our time, we have to allow callers, contribute on the program this morning.
I'm
thank
sure
you very much.
Body Thomas is currently on a televised interview talking about Body Judge rather. Yeah, so hopefully we get sounds from his statement. He's an elder statesman, so I believe he has reactions to this particular PDP's internal crisis.
And remember, Body Judge came out before the election saying that should Tinubu become the president of the country, he will leave Nigeria. He will travel to either Ghana or Benin. But he's still in the country though, and Tinubu has told him to wait. Let us solve this problem together. Let us push Nigeria forward. But hey, your time has come. Let's contribute on the program this morning. Remember, we are live on Facebook, facebook.com/solutions939fm, facebook.com/solutions939 FM. Let us have your take. And in case you want to call in this morning,
0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939. That's the number to call to let us in on your thoughts regarding the state of the nation. You can as well send text messages or regular text to 0904-422-2939 for text message and WhatsApp. But for calls, do call 0909-888-9939 or 0912-222-2939. Good morning to you.
Well, Nigerians yearn for the outgoing government in the next few months. Hello, good morning.
Kemi calling from Akubo.
Kemi, thank you very much for joining us. Let's have your take. 60 seconds.
I'm going to react to the story headline.
Okay.
That says we will need Buhari. as a person, to me as an individual, as a Nigerian, I want to miss Buhari. The only thing I will miss about him is his hardship. The hardship his administration has inflicted on the masses. Because when he came on board, we were buying a liter of kerosene at the rate of 17 naira. Today it's over 1,000 naira. Despite promising to fix our refineries. Let's not talk of the level of corruption that has been going on under his nose. As the captain of this nation, there's nothing to write home about. Now let's talk about the security level. Zero. So what are we going to miss about him? If administration has inflicted more pain on the masses, we expected him to perform better, but he has performed below average. We hope the incoming administration will serve the masses as expected. They will put the masses' plight first and do the needful. Good morning, Kemi from Akobo.
Thank you very much, Kemi from Akobo, for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
Yeah, this is Ruth from Malacca.
Great to have you, Roots. Let's have your thoughts.
Yeah, on the headline talking about the midfielder and Ngige missing with NLC. Why? I still wonder why Ngige is just coming out now to intervene in this cash crush. Is it because of the way NLC said they will protest? I will just urge NLC not to bow to their pressure, but rather make them to be on their toes and let the cash to circulate very well so that we can, so all this suffering can just stop once and for all. Because so many people are seeking in the bank. This morning, I saw so many people in one of the banks around Daggy side. So should we still be experiencing something like this? No. So they should just make them to be on their toes and let this money to circulate very well. That's my contribution. Thank you.
All right, thank you
Thank you for your thoughts. I'm just thinking, though, if NLC goes on strike, the implication would be massive. There are over 43 bodies under NLC, and it's going to affect,
I don't even see any reason. I don't see any reason NLC
It's
should
a
go on
belated
strike.
development for
And
me.
they are just sounding like a toothless dog. The time NLC should have come out. I mean, this is just like a belated
That's what it is.
complaint. Hello, good morning.
Good morning
Hello,
to
you. Abiola, try and move away from where you are because we are finding it difficult to hear from you. Please try and call back. The network is fluctuating there. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
to you.
I'm Sharif calling from Nara.
Great to have you, Sharif. Let's have your thoughts.
What other thing that we missed by? Is it Garbage?
Yes.
Garbage, yeah.
I think that statement is extreme exaggeration, just to justify power. Because there's difference between 6 and 9. Truly, Nigeria will miss Mr. President by placing more hardship upon the common man, especially the masses. Through the Naira crisis, and redesign of the currency that we are experiencing since last year, December to now. Not only that, but destroy the economy of this country. I hope we are all here in this country when we use our money, at least 150 naira, to buy a bag, and you can use that 150 to buy egg. 150, you can use it to buy a Congo of even gari. Now, even with minimum wage, you can use it to buy a bag of rice. Not only that, what the value of our money, 1,000 naira, is not valueless. If that's 1,000, you can use it to buy a Congo of rice. They can't sustain a man and his wife. That means this economy has been destroyed under Mr. President. I pray that the incoming administration should correct all the wrongs and put more smile on the masses, because we Nigerians will continue to remember Mr. President's regime as an unforgiving sin that it can cause more hardship and agony upon us. May God rescue us from bad leaders. Thank you.
Thank you for your thoughts.
Let's pick this last call, right?
Good morning to
Hello,
you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Balkis Onodiro from Ibadan.
Great to have you, Balkis. Let's have your thoughts.
Thank you very much. I'm just thinking that all this while, the CBN had the old notes, the old 500 and 1,000 notes. But to introduce it so that it can concurrently exist with the new notes, but they refuse to do so. See, due to this monetary policy and cash crunch, a lot of people have lost their lives and so many businesses have been ruined. So So people suffered while trying to have access to their hard-earned money. Then the funniest of all is that when the Apex Court made pronouncement that the money should be legal tender, President Muhammadu Buhari made a statement to flout that. So it took the NLC threat to have a nationwide protest before the CBN governor and his allies could do something tangible for the masses. In my over 3 decades on earth, I've not seen a CBN governor who has desecrated a lot of people and institutions like Emefiele. And of course, I have not seen a Nigerian president as unsympathetic as Buhari. So there's nothing I'm going to miss about him. I just pray God will grant Asiwaju the knowledge and wisdom to face the Herculean task ahead due to the laxity of Buhari. Good morning, Balkis on Ordinary.
Good morning, Balkis. Thank you for your comment this morning. Let's check the message we have on our Facebook fan page this morning. Okay, Olayinka Adetola says it is unfortunate that the PDP is not good in opposition. If the PDP chairman, and Atiku have done the needful as regards the demand of the G5, they might have been rejoicing with the PDP presidential election victory by now. So the suspension on IU now, the suspension of IU now is like a medicine after death. They should find a way to put their house in order so that they can fight for future tasks. Thank you very much, Olayinka Adetola, for your message. What we told you earlier, that Tuesday edition of AM Update is 1 hour, because we have another program coming up by 10 o'clock. That is wider with Babatunde Olakpade. Thank you so much for your contributions. Well, AM Update returns tomorrow, 9 o'clock. We kick off sports show. Then for newspaper review, same as Burning Issue, ends by 11 o'clock.
All right, it's a wrap on From the Dailies this morning. We'll talk to you tomorrow. My name is Victor Richard.
And my name is Oladapo Kunubi. Good morning.
Sounds so 10. Textbook.